Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So the Social Security Administration just announced a big change for millions of beneficiaries. We're going to be going over what that is. Plus, yesterday we went over Trump's running mate and JD Vance's plans and viewpoints on Social Security. Today we're going to be going over Kamala Harris's plans on Social Security and kind of compare the two. But before we dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our first story of today's video, we have a new announcement coming from the Social Security Administration, a big update coming from them with what you will need to do within, let's say, like in the coming weeks, in the coming months, if you want to be able to log into your portal to see your benefits, change your payment method, and everything like that. So according to Fox Business, Social Security just announced a change for millions of beneficiaries. So millions of Social Security recipients will soon need to switch to a new login portal in order to continue accessing their online account information. The Social Security Administration said this week that users who created an online My Social Security account before September 18th of 2021 will have to transition to a login.gov account to access online services. All users will need to have either a login.gov or ID.me account to access their Social Security account and other online services. According to the SSA, more than 5 million account holders have already made the transition to two-step authentication and do not need to make a new account. There are still 46 million users that need to transition to the login.gov account. And for current account holders who want to make the change, they will be presented with an option to switch to login.gov when they log in using their existing credentials. And once that option is selected, a confirmation will appear the account has been successfully linked, and users will then have access to their personal My Social Security services. And the SSA previously said that it hopes that the change will help to address the agency's customer service crisis and reduce lengthy wait times for callers to its 1-800 number. In April, a call to the agency averaged about 24 minutes, down from 42 minutes in November. The agency is working to bring that number down to about 32 minutes by the end of September of 2025. So that's the change that they are making. They're hoping, I guess, it's going to be more secure and also bring down the call times and stuff like that to the Social Security Administration. Obviously, they've also been trying to hire more employees. That way that you don't have to wait on hold for as long as you do. And as always, if you do have a problem and you need to call in, it's always advised to call in a little bit earlier, right when they open up. That way the wait time is going to be a good bit less. Whereas if you call in the afternoon, usually the wait times are a good bit longer. Now, in some other news, of course, yesterday we went over the plans of JD Vance and sort of his viewpoints on Social Security. And why exactly is this important? Well, a vice president, although he's not the main man in charge, the president, the commander-in-chief, he still could possibly play a critical role in certain pieces of legislation, such as Social Security reform. That's going to be one of the big ones because as we've mentioned on this channel numerous times, over the next 10 years or so, we have this insolvency issue within the Social Security Trust Fund where we're not going to have enough workers and enough money flowing into the system. There's not going to be enough taxes coming into the trust fund to pay out everyone 100% of the benefits. Right now, we have more people receiving benefits than we do actually paying into the system. So the ratio is all sort of out of whack, and they need to come up with a solution. Or if no solution has come up by, let's say, by 2033, possibly 2034, then everyone receiving benefits at that point in time is going to have to receive a cut That way everyone can receive at least some benefit, even though it may not be 100% of what they would expect. So we're going to be going over what Kamala Harris is saying about Social Security, her plans, and then we're also going to be recapping also what J.D. Vance is saying and what he has said about Social Security in the past. So according to CNBC, here's where 2024 vice presidential picks stand on Social Security as program faces funding shortfall. So the National Committee has endorsed Democrats' plan for Social Security, which calls for applying additional taxes on wealthy individuals with incomes over $400,000 as part of the White House administration. Harris has supported those plans as a senator for California. She also backed a plan for similar reforms called the Social Security Expansion Act, which is now championed by leaders including Senator Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. So as obviously the first plan there by Kamala Harris, she's basically supporting taxing those who earn above $400,000 because as we know, you're only paying the payroll tax, the 6.2 to 12.4% FICA tax that goes into the trust fund this year on the first $168,600. That means that those who are make a lot of money, athletes, celebrities, those who make millions and millions of dollars every single year, they're not paying the 6.2 to 12.4% FICA tax on Social Security on the millions that they're earning. They're only paying on the first $168,600 a year that they earn. Anything that they earn above that is no longer taxed, at least for the FICA tax, that money that then goes into the trust fund. But they want to make it so like the first $168,600 would be taxed. Then there would be this donut hole between $168,600 and $400,000 where that money would not be taxed in there. But then anything, once again, above $400,000 and upwards towards infinity and beyond would then once again be taxed. And they would use that extra revenue that would be coming into the trust fund to then hopefully be able to pay out everyone 100% of the benefits. And then also in that Social Security Expansion Act that they mentioned, they would also be able to increase benefits for everyone across the board by $200 every single month. And then they would also be increasing the special minimum benefit as well. That way it would actually be higher than the federal poverty line. Whereas right now, if you're receiving the special minimum benefit, you're actually receiving an amount lower than the federal poverty line. Now, the article goes on to say that while Democrats have called for requiring the wealthy to pay more into the program while expanding benefits, Republicans have opposed tax hikes. Ultimately, Social Security reform may require a combination of changes. So they might have to raise taxes. They might also have to raise the full retirement age. They might have to do a combination of all things to reach a common sense solution that both Republicans and Democrats can get on board with. Now, they go on to say that Vance, in an interview with the New York Times that was published back in June, suggested encouraging 7 million prime-age men not in the labor force to work. He said, quote, "You shift millions of those men from not working to working. You increase wages across the board. You increase tariffs. And I think that you buy yourself a whole hell of a lot more time than 9 or 10 years that the actuaries say that we actually have," Vance told the Times. So Vance's solution is really just to have like these 7 million workers who are not into the workforce right now, 7 million Americans who are not into the workforce right now, to draw them into the workforce. And then obviously they'd be making wages. The wages that they make, they would be taxed. That money tax would be going into the trust fund. And then they can use that extra money flowing into the trust fund to hopefully keep the solvency date, past 2033, 2034, maybe push it back to 2040, maybe 2050. We don't really know the exact numbers there, but he doesn't really have, a clear-cut solution. I don't think anyone has a clear-cut solution. They're just throwing ideas at the wall and hoping they stick. But in the end, I think that Democrats and Republicans are going to have to, come together and go into a room and not leave the room until they come up with a solution that fixes the issue. Because until then, it's going to be the Americans that suffer, not the politicians in Washington who are filthy rich and really aren't going to be relying on Social Security. It's going to be those folks, everyday folks across America, that's going to be the ones suffering, not Kamala Harris that's going to be the one suffering because her, her pockets are pretty fat. I don't think that she's going to, I don't think her wallet is necessarily going to be suffering if her Social Security benefit is cut. Whereas, regular Joe living in Ohio, he's going to be the one that's really struggling, the one that's really hurt at the end of the day if these benefits are cut. Now, moving into our final story of today's video, a lot of Democrats have been trying to push Joe Biden out of the race because polling is not looking all that great for Biden. And yesterday, Biden did mention something that he might possibly drop out of the race if there is a health issue. So according to CNBC, President Joe Biden said in an interview airing Wednesday that he might reconsider his decision to stay in the race against Donald Trump if a medical condition emerged. Biden said, quote, "If I had some medical condition that emerged, if doctors came to me and said, you got this problem, that problem," Biden replied, according to a video clip shared Wednesday ahead of the broadcast. So he's sort of hinting at the idea that he could drop out if some sort of medical condition arrived. Not sure what exactly is going to happen with that. Biden seems like he really wants to stay in the race. His family seems like he wants him to stay in the race. And quite frankly, we're getting really too close to the election at this point in time for him to be dropping out and him to be replaced. And quite frankly, I'm not sure if any Democrats would even really want to take his spot at this point in time. But leave your thoughts and comments below. That's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And I will see you in the next video.